She was mocked for what she could not control. Year after year, her heart carried a quiet pain no one truly saw, but in a place of tears, God was listening. Hannah lived in ancient Israel, married to a man named Elkanah. He loved her deeply, but Hannah carried a sorrow that love alone could not heal. Though Elkanah tried to comfort her, saying, "Am I not more to you than 10 sons?" Hannah's longing remained. She did not shout her pain. She carried it quietly. Her tears became prayers no one else could hear. Day after day, Hannah endured the mockery, wordless insults, cruel reminders of what she lacked. She cried in silence, while her heart slowly broke. She had no child. In those days, barrenness was not just private pain, it was public shame. And to make it worse, Elkanah's other wife, Peninnah, reminded her of it constantly. One day, Hannah went to the temple of the Lord in Shiloh. She stood before God, empty, broken, desperate. Her lips moved, but no sound came out. She poured her soul out in silence. She prayed not with eloquent words, but with raw surrender. And she made a vow, "If you give me a son, I will give him back to you all the days of his life." As Hannah prayed, the priest Eli watched her. Seeing her lips move without hearing her voice, he misunderstood her. He accused her of being drunk. But Hannah answered gently, "No, my Lord, I am a woman deeply troubled. I was pouring out my soul before the Lord. Something changed." Eli looked at her and said, "Go in peace. May the God of Israel grant you what you have asked of him." And in that moment, Hannah believed. She walked away different, her face no longer heavy with sorrow. She had no proof yet, but she had peace. In time, God remembered Hannah. She conceived and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, saying, "Because I asked the Lord for him." Her tears turned into praise, her shame into testimony. God had answered her silent prayer. But Hannah did not forget her vow. When Samuel was old enough, she brought him back to the temple. With a trembling heart, she placed her miracle in God's hands. "This child I prayed for," she said, "and the Lord has granted me my petition." She gave back what she loved most. Samuel grew in the presence of God. He would become a prophet, a leader, a voice of God to a nation. Hannah did not just receive a child, she birthed purpose. Hannah's story reminds us of this. God hears prayers whispered through tears. Faith does not always shout. Sometimes it kneels in silence. And what God births from your pain may be greater than what you asked for, because God is still listening.